Oh man, Giddy and the Kitties. Oh no, say it ain't so. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Gentlemen, if you haven't learned from the great Robert Kelly prior to his conviction, you can't mess with minors. It's always a lose lose. I understand he is a young man himself. You know, he's young enough to be my child, but at the same time, you still can't mess with someone else's child. Now, obviously, this is allegedly. We don't want to blow the whistle off the air, but things are looking bad for Josh Giddey. So I'm going to paint the picture for you guys. He's 21 years old. He's a millionaire. He can have access to pretty much any woman in the world, and he decides that he wants the kinder camp. It's very, very creepy. And obviously, there's some things that have come out, and more information has come out since the alleged. But TikTok, the TikTok generation, is even more reason why you should, beside it being legally and ethically wrong, that you guys have to leave these young girls alone. This is the TikTok generation, and that's how he got caught up. She's out there on TikTok doing what a 15-year-old is supposed to do. You know, there's no blame on her. She still has a child's mind, but she's doing what a kid does, and she's putting, "I just blanked Josh Giddey," and he's in the picture. That's him. That's clear. You know, I know we live in the days of AI and a lot of, digital manipulation, but nah, she had like an iPhone 6. That was him. Clearly. Now they've also found recently tickets where he got right by her high school, where he was driving in the high school, which puts him in the place. All the picture, all the physical evidence, everything is supporting that. He did that. But the problem right now is that the family and the alleged victim is mom's the world. Have they probably been cut a check by the folks at OKC? Yeah, I'm sure they have been. Plus, they may not want to have their daughter embarrassing sexual details at 15 years old being exposed worldwide. So obviously, it wasn't a situation where consent was the issue, but at the end of the day, when they're there that young, they just don't have the ability to give consent. So my boy Josh Giddey, OKC is winning right now. He's a big part of that. I think he had a bright future, but if this goes out to be true and the evidence points that it is true, then I need to see triple what Ja Morant got. I need to see, you know, this he needs to be gone for a significant amount of time, because we're talking about essentially, this is pedophilia. There's no other way to face it. And I know there are going to be some arguments saying, well, he met her in a nightclub for 21 years old, and yeah, I can understand that. But when you have that much of a future and that much to lose, just saying I met her in a nightclub, you need to know who you're dealing with. You need to know the information. Just because you're drinking and partying and she looks good, you need to do some research. I mean, we all do, but when you have that much to lose, you definitely need to do some research before you're going on doing what Dwight said, and putting his wood where he wants. So I think Josh Giddey and the Kitties, I think it's over for him. I think it's over for him. And I want to see what the NBA does. Right now, I haven't really liked their response. They've kind of been like, "Oh, we're letting them play. We're gonna." I've never seen the NBA wait until things pan out, and too often. But what do you think, Kyle? What do you think about its choices, and what do you think the NBA should do and is currently doing?
I ain't even this type of person, but this is what's funny to me, and this is obvious. Kyrie Irving said something that they disagree with, suspended ASAP. Um, John Morant puts up a symbol of him acting like he mean shooting a gun or whatever, suspended ASAP. I can name a whole bunch of stories of people suspended ASAP, been suspended without being found guilty yet. Just that we don't want the thug image, portrayed in the NBA, and people get suspended ASAP. But I'm just now hearing this story from ours. Like, why is this? Well, I'm not hearing this story everywhere. Like, what's going on where this is super serious and I'm not hearing this? I'm not saying nothing. I'm not this person, but I bet if it was a name that ring bells, if it was I'm not even gonna say LeBron, if it was a Devin Booker or somebody like that, I think the story would be everywhere. I heard more about Zion Williamson, and that was just them airing out their own personal business. I've
Yeah.
heard more about Dwight Howard, and that was just them airing out their own personal differences. I don't hear about this, man. I don't know. Something's really, like you said, sneaky or suspicious going on that I don't know. I hope some people start calling out. I did see something about Dez Bryant calling out Malika Andrews of the NBA, saying that you had so much to say about Brandon Miller. I think his name Brandon Miller when the season started, but you had nothing to say about Josh Giddey, and she was pretty much forced to say something. But why not? If everybody's talking about empowerment and all of this, y'all not going to say nothing about a dude that's messing with a minor? Well, allegedly, whatever. Like you said, all the evidence is there. He's in a picture with her. I've seen people get suspended for just being in a picture with somebody that smoked weed or just being in the environment or whatever. And y'all have nothing to say about this? Man, something seemed funny.
No, man, not, and I hadn't even really thought about that element, but you're absolutely right. Josh Giddey is like the poster board of what you want America to look. He's averaging, I think, 12, 5, and 6. You know, numbers are a bit down this year, but still a crucial element. He's a good-looking kid. He looks like white America's dream boy, your favorite frat boy. And these, we all know, and this isn't a political show, this is a show about sports, but we all know like that when we were in college, there was some frat guy behavior that these guys looked at high schoolers. We all know that's a fact. So, I mean, 21 years old, he's old enough to be in college. And so I understand mentally he's still a young kid where he thinks, oh, she's in high school, it's okay. But bro, it's not okay. I understand every state has different age of consent. Every country have different age of consent. But I don't think there's anywhere, hopefully, in this country, and correct me if I'm wrong, legal ease uh, out there, if 15 is a legal age anywhere. I mean, dude, that is a child. As a 40-plus-year-old man, like the thought of a 21-year-old and a 15-year-old is super creepy to me. So, and to be as dumb to be caught in video, you know, this is the same judgment. Technically, what John Morant did was not illegal.
Thank you.
This is a state, and I think you mentioned it before in a prior episode. This is a country where we're all about Second Amendment rights. I was really shocked that the NRA didn't step up and defend the man's rights, but that's for another episode. So to see, as you mentioned, players for just being in the wrong room with the wrong people be called thugs and be banned and suspended when this guy at least suspend and will investigate. At the very minimum, he's still out there playing.
Yeah.
And just hitting them with the, oh, I understand your question, but I'm not prepared to answer right now. What is there to answer? Did you or did you?
Right.
It's a very simple question. So it's looking bad, but what's looking worse is this double treatment that, you know, I didn't even think of that element, but when you bring it up, now it actually makes me angry a little bit.
Yeah, and bad part about man, we're not even those type of people. I just thought
No.
that's out there, and I don't know. Maybe like you said, the other one brings more ratings. Like so, when you can just pile on the Kyrie, which I mean, some of the stuff he did say some bad things, but it ain't. It's not as bad as this. Like it's somebody's words against actually somebody's actions, and for some reason, people put more emphasis on words and being hurt by that than somebody actually doing an action. Than the parents not saying nothing. Um, Adam Silver not saying nothing. You always in front of everything else. Like you always
Yeah.
got the hop in front of everything else. Not going to say nothing. Team not going to say nothing. Okay.
Yeah, it's just interesting. And like I said, I do believe in innocent until proven guilty. I do believe that people's life shouldn't be wrecked until they had their day in court. But that never happens for anything but for some select privileged people that society seems to let's see how things pan out. Other people like I mean, obviously he's not a sports star, but for example, the actor Jonathan Majors. I mean, he's lost so many roles over accusation that seems demonstratively false. They've had videos of like the girl partying and everything, and he's still going to trial. I'm like, dude, she's not hurt. Here it is. This shouldn't even be a situation that's going to trial. So it just seems like in America, maybe because the NBA statistically is primary African American, maybe it's more salacious with it's one of those players. But I mean, for Josh Giddey to still be able to play is a little shocking to me. I mean, as soon as that picture comes out and the Twitter comes out, you would think the team would say, "Hey, we're not even going to wait to the NBA, to suspend you. We're going to distract." It's not like it's SGA, like the main player of the thing. This is a guy that's giving you 12, 5 assists. Like I said, okay numbers. So I don't know who he owes or who he knows, but it's super weird to me that we haven't heard more about this case. And like I said, it rhymes. Giddy and the Kitties. Like, come on, get on it.
But shit, and it's from everywhere. I mean, I'm not gonna say I haven't heard it because I'm like, even on first take, like it's not the lead story. Like Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. always got so much to say when it's everybody else, especially when it's John Morant. Kyrie Irving, they got so much to say about somebody, opinion or action or whatever. Nothing. Not, like you said, now we wait till innocent until proven guilty. Now we're not touching nothing. I'm with that. I'm with that whole sentiment, like you said, innocent until proven guilty. Just do it. Use it for everybody, but don't use it when we can pile on this person and they can bring ratings in. And I don't even like Kyrie Irving, but fair is fair. And I don't see fair right now.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And with the whole Kyrie Irving situation, I really looked at the end of the day, and to me, that was a modern day butt breaking. What they tried to do with Kyrie. I do not support anti-Semitism. I do not support hate of any kind, and neither does this show. But at the end of the day, all Kyrie did was share a tweet. He's not Amazon. He didn't make the movie. He didn't write the movie. He didn't star in the movie. He didn't even say in the tweet, "I recommend this movie." He just tweeted a movie, and almost lost his career, lost his endorsements, lost respect, was called a hateful man for just tweeting a movie. I'm like, nothing happened to the director, nothing happened to the writer, nothing happened to the people that started it. More importantly, nothing happened to the distributor, Amazon. Jeff Bezos is just sitting here. I'm sure the sales probably went up because I had never heard of the movie. And I'm sure if I had never heard of it, there's some people that's like, oh, I would like to hear some hatred. They put more press for the negative element just to break this guy. When we have this guy, that the evidence, once again, I say allegedly to protect us legally, but I mean, look at the damn evidence. I don't know when video evidence wasn't enough, R. Kelly.
I don't know, man. It's like they want one certain type of player to conform to something else, so they get on them fast, and they make sure you're gonna come into work, dressed up pre-game. Like all of this is stupid. You're gonna do this, and all this. You're gonna act like this. You're gonna talk to the media and all this and that. And I guess the other person already acts like that, so it's nothing for them to conform to. So they, like you said, now you got the perfect like American guy, and now they're trying to cover it up. This should be everywhere. This should be on TNT. This should be on everywhere. Like I said, if the evidence, even if you're not even saying that he did it, it's just that it's alleged. Like how you not talking about it?
Yeah, I can assure you, if this was Ja Morant or
Okay.
Zion or any of those other players, Wimby or anything like that, and they had been caught with a minor, oh, it would be the end. They would have. I don't know if Giddy has any Air Giddies out there, but any endorsements would already been lost. But once again, we have Captain America that can hoop, so we're going to give him grace. I just hope that grace is extended when the next athlete is accused of something, next celebrity, next human being. I hope we can have that same grace that we're giving Mr. Giddey. And like I said, if you didn't do it, then I'm sorry you got caught out there, bro. You still got to be careful. You shouldn't even be in a situation where it's a question. If I've always been one to say err on the side of caution. If there's a question, then you shouldn't even be asking it. You shouldn't even be in an environment where you can ask, is this girl, And the first thing I would have noticed when she'd start pulling out her phone all the damn time, but he's also that generation. He probably does the same thing. Obviously, John Morant does. So maybe it's just the people under 25. Maybe you guys need to put your damn phones down.
We know what I think it's going to do him in, and like you said, still we're gonna say allegedly. I wouldn't be surprised if other people seen them together. Like I can see some stupid thing like that, where like you said, he's been around the school or whatever, or picked her up, and other people have seen them together. And I think that's what's going to do him in.
Yeah, I can assure you, if she's bold enough to tweet or Instagram or TikTok it or however she sent it out that she F Josh Giddey, she told all of her friends.
Yep.
The school probably knew. We were in high school and we
Yep.
knew how things got around, and this was just regular people doing things. So I can assure you, high school has not evolved that much in the last 30 years or 20 years since I've been out of high school. So I can assure you that she probably shared footage, she shared videos, multiple people have it, and even if they've been paid off, the parents, and that's what I do believe. I do believe that a nice check came their way, and they're gonna say, "Hey, let's protect this guy." But there's gonna be other people that are just motivated that want to see the world burn, and if they have that information, it's getting out there, and I think ultimately it's going to become so much, and it's going to be so just demonstrably proven that he did this, their hands are going to be forced, and that's when it's going to get bad.
So I guess we'll say what we think should happen to him once we find out the result, especially if he did it, like what we think the suspension or I guess consequences or anything would be for a future episode.
Yeah, it's going to be more evidence. It's a story that I hope some other outlets pick up on, and let's just this is going to be a good lesson because these NBA players are younger and younger. They're getting with the NIL deals. It's not even NBA players. These college players are now making millions. And when you're at college, there's going to be college parties. And when there's a college party, there's a high school girl. So you need to be careful because unfortunately, that's just the reality of it.
That's true. I just never understood that though. I can tell a 15-year-old girl. I don't care what party I would be at. I can tell somebody's 15.
Yeah, it's and so can the guys that are guilty can tell, but it could because it's a mentality. I don't care how physically grown she looks. A 15-year-old mind to a 21-year-old mind that's especially been in the NBA and has probably lived more. He knew, oh, this is a kid. He just didn't care. He didn't think there would be any repercussions. He didn't think he would be caught. The moment she would have took a selfie, that phone would have been like, yoink. I'm like, you're not even, this guy's not even smart enough to be creeps, good creeps. R. Kelly was able to creep for 30 years before he got caught. Diddy was able to creep for 30 years before he got caught. That deadline is now shrunk significantly because of social media. So these guys have to be careful. And if I'm you, I'm going to the 40-year-old cougar club to date. If I'm 21 years old, I need grandmas only.
He's stupid. But I think, man, that was a good episode. I think that's all we got.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate y'all for watching Kyle Jones Sports, Blow the Whistle Sports. Man, it's been great. Once again, we hope you guys are having a great holiday season. We've got more sports content